My son said this to me. When he said it, it offended me. So my son said, Mom, you really need to work on your time management. And he said, Mom, it's not that you don't do anything. That's the problem. You do everything. Right now, it's 9:02 a.m. And wherever you are, it might be 10:02 or 7:02. It depends on what coast you're on in America. Or if you're one of my clients in another country, that's cool too. But we all have 24 hours in a day. Every single one of us has 24 hours in a day. And most of the time when I talk to women, we always say, man, I'm so busy. I hear that all the time. I am so busy. And I too am so busy. And the thing of it is that we all have the same amount of hours, right? Every one of us has the same amount of hours in a day. But like my son said, we have time management problems. Now, when I say that to you, you might say, that offends me, just like it did me when my son said it. That upsets me. Allie, do you know how busy I am? I know how busy I am, and I understand it. My schedule is nuts. I'm not saying we're lazy. And as soon as my son said that, I felt like he was saying, Mom, you're lazy. Boy, that offends me because I'm a workaholic. So it's not that. It's that we don't prioritize the things that are important for our goals. Yikes. I want you to hear that. We need to know what our goals are, what is important in our day to accomplish, and accomplish those important things. And the other things that get way down on that priority list, that are the small things, we need to let go of them. And if we don't get to them, we need to let them go. Now, why is your coach telling you this? Because if you did make out a priority list, usually you are at the bottom. Yikes, that hurts too. Because here's the thing, us successful women like we are, we make everything a priority except for us. If we have bad health, let's talk about that. Then how can we continue to run a company? What if I'm laid up in the bed? What's going to happen to my company? See, so we can replace everything, and we can hire people to help us, and we can get new office buildings, and we can get new employees. We can get a new job. We can get all of that stuff, but we get one life, 24 hours in the day, and we get one body. That body cannot be replaced. And that time on our clock, we cannot go backwards and redeem it, right? And so where do you fall on your priority list, or do you even have a priority list? The last thing as a busy woman we want to do is sit down and make a list, right? You hear me? I see your faces. You hear me. All right. I know what you're doing right now with that face of yours, but listen to me. We have to take time, because if we don't, then everything takes our time and we can't get our time back. And then those things that we're put here to do, or to take care of our body so we can do those things, starts falling into the cracks. And we become people that are slaves to time, when we are supposed to be the master of our time. We are not a slave to time. We are the master of our time, right? And we are not. Most of us are not the master of our time. Now, I'm not saying that to slam you. I am saying that to say, wake up, woman. When you came on here, there was a reason for it. Now, I want you to think about your why. Why are you here? Because some of us don't think it's, well, I want to lose 20 pounds, but let's go deeper on that. Maybe you want to lose 100 pounds. Maybe it's only 5 pounds. Maybe you just want your body to look better and feel better. Why is that important? And where does that fall on your priority list? Some would put it at the bottom. Well, that doesn't mean too much. But I'm here to talk to you about that because I'm going to tell you what getting my confidence has done for my marriage, what it has done for my business, what it has done for me when I walk in the room and people read me. It's changed everything. When you are more confident and when you feel better and you look better, it changes every area of your life. It changes every interaction with other people in your life. It's changed my life with my granddaughter. I can get up and go to the park if we want to. I could run. I could race you, girl. I could win. We race sometimes. It's changed even that interaction. So I want you all to hear my heart. So while it might seem inconvenient to make a list of daily priorities, I have started doing it because here's what happens. The things that are important get done, and the things not so important, they get left undone sometimes. And do they feel great? Sometimes it doesn't feel great that the dishes aren't done, but that is not as important as the other things in my life. That is a menial task that I can hire someone to do if I have to, or heck, get paper plates, right? so while that might seem silly, it is something that if I don't have time to do it, I'm not going to do. Now, see, I didn't used to be like that because I had to get everything done. Everything was a priority. When truthfully, in the scheme of life, there were some things that weren't as important. When I look back over my life, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm not going to say, dang it, I wish I had washed my dishes on April 1 before bed. It really made me feel bad. No. Here's the thing I'm going to say. I wish I'd spent more time with my grandkid or my husband or my family. I wish that I would have helped more people in my business. I wish I would have realized how important my health is so I could have taken better care of my body and enjoyed my days more. All those kind of things are going to hit. See, where are your priorities? And we don't look at our lives and say where they are. And that's why we have time management problems. Yikes. I hate to hear it. I know you do too. It aggravates me, right? When my son said that to me, I was so like, I don't have a time management problem. I don't have enough time in the day. Exactly. That is a time management problem. There is nobody that important. There are billionaires that are taking care of their health and their bodies. And we're over here like, I don't have the time. Well, that's because they're a billionaire and they can pay everybody else to do the things. I guarantee you at one time they were not a billionaire. How did they get there? How were they taking care of their bodies? People like Tony Robbins. I mean, maybe you like him, maybe you hate him. I really don't care, but he takes care of his body and he started it when he was poor. And he started pushing the plate away and taking care of his body because he knew for the goals that he had to be in health. To touch lives around the world, he had to be in health. To fulfill his destiny, he had to have a strong body and a strong mind and a strong spirit. And so because of that, he became a priority. It wasn't selfish. It was one of the best things he could ever do because then he could give out. You can't pour out of an empty cup. You have to have a full cup. And you got to keep refilling it. Once it comes empty, there is nothing left of you to pour out. And some of us are there. So I'm on a soapbox and I'm preaching this morning. And I usually don't do that on these types of groups. But I want you to hear my heart. So every day when you fall in the cracks and you say, I didn't have time to work out today, I want you to look at all the things that you did. And I want you to say, why wasn't I a priority today? Because making yourself a priority is making what you were put on this earth to do come to pass. Because without making your health and your nutrition a priority, you will live a shorter life. You will not give the best version of you to those around you. Your self-confidence will struggle. That means your mind will struggle. And you will not be the best version of yourself. So I hope you hear my heart today. I'm not just preaching to you, I am preaching to your coach. So hear my heart. No more excuses. Lay out your priorities and make you one of them. That means you schedule you into your calendar. Had a lady said, I couldn't get my workouts in. Well, does your day look like? Well, she laid out her day. Here's my calendar. I said, where are you on your calendar? She goes, that's a good point. And she scheduled herself in, and she wouldn't take calls during that time. She wasn't doing anything for anybody else at that time. I'm sure she let her family know at this time is the time that I will be working out. And that's what she did. And she became successful because she knew that was part of her journey, that she had to have health and a strong body, to have a strong mind, to have her confidence, to have her not focusing on, oh, I feel bad today instead, or I look bad today. Instead, she was focused on, okay, how am I going to help somebody else? Walking into that room with confidence changed everything. It changes everything about you. Relationships, it changes everything and makes you better at everything you do. Let's make sure that we make ourselves a priority and show up at these meetings to be part of our groups. And that is another thing I want to tell you. Schedule them in, schedule these in. Quit saying, oh, if I get around to it, or if I remember, hey, I forgot. Well, you came on here to do something that was important to you. So therefore, I want you to say, it's important to me, I will show up. I am going to put this meeting on my schedule. I am going to make me a priority, and this is part of it. So today it's 9:14. We've been on here for 14 minutes. And if you don't have 14 minutes in your day, look at your schedule, reprioritize things, and get it done. Okay? With all my heart, I say that with love and kindness, because here's the thing. If you want to succeed, you have to put into place the things that will make you succeed. Why you haven't succeeded is because you were doing something that someone who hasn't succeeded does. So we've got to change our rules of life. We've got to change our way of life. If we want to be successful, we have to do the things that a successful person does, right? Regret is so painful. When you look in the mirror and say, oh my God, how did I get here? That is painful. When you feel bad, that is painful. When your confidence is gone, that is painful. Regret is painful. And here's the thing. Discipline, it hurts, but it doesn't hurt like regret. Regret will kill your spirit. It will make you be sad about your life and your days. But discipline has a reward of joy and accomplishment and of health and even of wealth. Discipline is hard, but it's not as hard as regret. Remember, ladies, remember that.